no ultimatum. If you wanna come lay up, if you wanna come stay up, if you wanna come pay up. But you know you got work in the morning, finna wake up yawning, tryna keep up with a real one, don't got no obligations. At least for today, at least you can stay for as long as you care, babe. As long as you wanna, everything's in the air.
Week 2 of our website build. If you have not watched week 1, it was kind of 0 through 1, but week 1, it is now uploaded, is live. So please watch that so you understand what is going on here, what the context is. But yeah, we are continuing our freelancer diaries, our website build, getting into actual website build now. So last week was all about prepping the website strategy document, prepping that for handoff for approval, and also organizing all of the content that was provided to us. During the kickoff call, there was a pretty intense conversation about her website tech stack. She uses something currently, it's called SiteGround. I guess it's a hosting platform for her WordPress site, and like through there is also where she has her email, and she says she hates it. She hates like the interface and all of that. So I like made a whole table to compare all of the different options that you can have in your website tech stack, because I feel like people don't really understand that your content management system, like the CMS that you build your website on, is one thing, but then your hosting can be another thing. Your email provider can be a different thing. While there are platforms that give you an all-in-one bundle, like Squarespace, for example, you can like mix and match type of thing. So we were figuring out what works best for her. I was giving her my opinion. Everything for me is through Squarespace at this point, even my Google Workspace. So I kind of gave her the rundown of all of that. There was a lot of questions, and it's honestly not my favorite part of the website process because it's so technical, because it also has to deal with money and how much you want to spend on your domain, your hosting, all of that. And those are decisions that I cannot make for people, but I can provide context and information. And so that's what I do. So that's what we did. And we decided Squarespace is the way to go, which I love for me because I'm a Squarespace girly. So we're going to look through Squarespace. There are some templates already. You know, they always try to sell you on the templates, on all the things. And I'm not totally sold on if I want to like use a template base and then just customize it further or start from blank. I'm a little torn. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, I want to get this started. I want to get something up. So I just want to play. I just want to play on Squarespace. Pretty much all I did yesterday, I just set like the site styles and all of that. Started inputting some information, but really I'm trying to establish all of the site styles so I don't have to go in and do that after the fact. And one of the things that I wanted to do was just some customizations with the typography and all the things, embedding the like display type into the regular standard type. Display type is like, you know, fonts that are really, whether they're script or slab serif, they're really bold. They're really like dramatic with the flourishes and the boldness, and they're low-key hard to read. And you make a logo out of it, but you don't necessarily set it as your main font to use. That is a display typeface for the most part. And so I'm trying to embed that into the site, but you know, tastefully, not too much, because at the end of the day, we need to read what's on the website. And so if you are a child of the 90s and early 2000s millennial, you got your first laptop and you started doing things on Myspace and started experimenting with HTML and CSS, then you're in the right place, because me too. Me too, friend. So I'm a Myspace kid. I grew up making layouts and all the things, and that's pretty much what got my foot in the door. Not even my foot in the door. That's what got me interested in being a designer. So I really love being able to customize some things on Squarespace with CSS, which is cascading style sheets, if you didn't know. Squarespace natively has evolved with their typography, like what you can do with setting type styles, and now you can upload custom fonts through the site styles panel, which is nice, but I still can't do what I want to do through that panel, if you know what I mean. Like I can't really set the style that I want to using their now native feature, so I have to code it. So let's walk through the code, and I'm gonna just show you a little preview of what I'm doing. with the site styles panel, it's all new and improved and really cute. You can set your fonts, your colors, your buttons, and all of that. So if you go into the fonts section, you can set your like specific settings, but then you can go in more granular into the headings overall, set the font, the style, line height, but it does apply to all of the headings. You can individually like set the size, but the font itself is going to be applied to all of the headings. So here is where you can upload your custom font. And so I did upload 2 display fonts. And so this is when I realized that, okay, I have them here in the native way, like in the system, but I can't set the style for the accent font. Like I can't do what I want to do basically. And what I want to do is I want to make it so whenever a heading font is set to italic, I want it to display as the display font, basically like an accent font. So it's not like the whole thing because it's not legible that way. But if I want to italicize something and have like an accent word in a phrase or something, it will change it to the display font. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I can't do it through this panel. So we got to code. We got to get into our bag. So to do that, I'm going to bring up the CSS panel. And I already have some things going because obviously I already started this, but I kind of just have my standard like coding things that I add to all of my sites. So I set variables. I make sure to set the global colors, even though the colors are already set in the site styles panel. If I want to reference them in the code, then I already have my shortcut for that. I have my breakpoints and all of that set up. And then I have a space for custom fonts and global styles, which I, again, already started doing some things. But this is where we're gonna add a little extra magic to then do what I want to do. So the first thing is to upload the fonts into this panel of Squarespace. So this is where the CSS will pull in any custom fonts or iconography and all of that. You add them into the custom files drop down in the CSS panel. And as you can see, I have both of the fonts here. So to be able to use the font in the CSS, I have to import it using a font face rule. And that basically just sources it from the file itself. So we uploaded the file into the custom file panel, but now we have to reference it and set it as a variable. We give it a name, something that we can use shorthand, so then we can use it in an actual like CSS styling. And what I love is that Squarespace already knows what's up, already knows what I'm trying to do. So I can easily click on the font that I'm trying to reference, the file, and then it'll populate the link right then and there. All right, now that we have our custom font referenced in the style sheet, we can now set our styling rules to the actual header elements. All right, so I'm trying to do 2 things here. One, I want to set all of my heading styles to be uppercase, and then I want to install the italicized display font accent. Can I set uppercase styling in the native site styles panel? Absolutely, 100% I can. But what that does is now my display accent font that is in the code, it's going to inherit that uppercase styling. And that font, you cannot read that thing when it's all uppercase. So that one needs to remain lowercase. So it's basically going to be a mix of uppercase and lowercase. And that all needs to be done in code because that's just how they communicate to each other in that way. All right, let's run it back. So first thing I did is install my custom typography and set it with a variable. So I called it GB because it's gloss and bloom and I just need a shorthand version of it. So for all of the heading styles, we set them to uppercase. And then for the italicized heading 1 and heading 2, which italicized is the M class, we are styling it with the new GB font family. We're setting it to a different color. We are basically taking away the text transform that it inherited from the first CSS rule. So we're saying we don't want you uppercase because we can't read you when you're uppercase. And then for an extra little touch, I did put the Z index to be 1. Z index is the order of things and how they stack in CSS. So basically what I'm telling the code is that I want you in the front at all times. So when you overlap, if the lines overlap in a heading, I want the style, I want the display style to be on top. And then from there, I go into Squarespace as normal, go into the editor and set my heading 1 or heading 2. And then I can just select whatever word I want to italicize, and it's going to change into my display font. So that's just like a little extra custom touch that I like to do here and there. It's a little accent font. It brings in some of that brand identity that is already familiar through the logo and through some of the other visuals in the brand. And now we have it on the website as a cute little accent font. We're making it through the week. It's Thursday. Website is coming along pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So far, just again, with all the customizations and things that I want to do, I'm figuring that out. I'm gonna show y'all later like the resources that I use, because I did like do a whole program to learn more about how to customize on Squarespace, but I'll show you that a little bit later. But I wanted to tell y'all that I actually had a consult call last night. And like, I don't know why it always takes me back when I have consult calls, especially when they come from like Instagram or they found me on Google, because I'm like, what? Like the SEO is working, okay? So I had a consult call yesterday, and it is so aligned with what I am transitioning into in my career, in sports, in the city of Philly, with girls. So I think that's so dope. And they found me on Instagram. They said that they've been following along on my journey since I've been posting like about Unrivaled and all the things. And y'all should know too, because I've been posting vlogs about it. So I think that's really, really dope. I love what they are standing for, what they're trying to build. It's definitely like a brand strategy, brand identity type of project. And hopefully the timeline and all the things work out for them. But that was just so crazy, because I don't market myself. I don't do any of that when it comes to freelancing. I work my job, and whatever comes my way is God. Transparently, I have really put my business on hold. It's not an active part of my life anymore, but it still provides me opportunities to connect with people, to connect with businesses more one-on-one. And so that's why I still take on projects. I'm just very selective about it now. I'm not necessarily taking anything just for the sake of, I need some money, I want some extra cash, or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's always nice. But I'm more selective about things now. And I even had a consult call a few months ago, again, aligned in the industry that I want to be in and all that. Just timelines didn't work out. But that's something I was considering taking and putting on my workload. If something's aligned, something vibes with me, something sits well in my spirit, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. And we're going to figure it out along the way. We're going to figure out the scheduling part of it. It's fine. It's fine.
Top boy. DJ Spino. Fire boy.
All the girls that's here for the truth, come put both hands on a DJ booth, then wind your waist to the big man sound. And I get too stiff cause the thing's too round. Good God, make me lift up your gown, but your face so sweet, wanna spin you around. If I go link gang, I'll bring you around. If I go to the bar, I'll bring you around. Which one? Which one? You're not like the things you're around. You're a real good girl, so I'm bringing you down. But come to the bed, I'll fling you around. What? These guys can't make songs for the gal, them. Trust me, this how the single your town. Fuck anyone that's bringing you down. Sweetheart, you're doing your thing right now. Good. Yeah, all the girls that's here for the shoot, come put two hands on a DJ boot and wind your waist on a real good youth. And you want center your ex, which one? You want friends of success, which one? Tell the sound man, spin this one. Play this for the gal, them party done.
God forbid a girl's tryna have fun. I got X if you wanna take drugs. Do you wanna have sex or do you wanna make love? Which one, which one, which one, which one? Got a fairy ting and I got which one? A G'd up ting that I bring sticks round and I got good.
I'm L-R-E-E, full nigga free. That mean I ain't gotta worry about no full nigga cheat. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends. I'm L-R-E-E, full nigga free. That mean I ain't gotta worry about no full nigga cheat. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends.
back. It's been a few days. My hair's done. Hallelujah. We are at Thursday, the day before submitting our website build. It's a little stressful. It's a little stressful right now. Saw how last week it was all nice. It was flowing real good and all of that. Yeah, that wasn't normal. I said that wasn't normal. This is normal. The stress is normal. So it's been a little bit difficult getting things done this week for the website build because work has kind of just get back on my plate with things. I have a campaign page that I have been assigned to and kind of leading. So that has been my focus this week. I haven't had a lot of downtime to step back into website build. Also, because I'm customizing like a certain feature of the website, I am kind of like troubleshooting with my support group. So backstory, back in like 2021, I think, you know, when everybody was popping up with like a course, there was a course here, a course there for that, this, all the things. We were spending our money on courses, right? So I took a few courses. Some were better than others, but this course in particular, Square Stylist, is the best thing I have invested in for my business, or at least one of the best things I've invested in my business. It taught me a lot on how to customize websites in Squarespace with code, specifically like CSS, be able to do like really cool things. And it's the gift that keeps on giving, honestly. It started off as a self-paced course, but now it's more like a community. And so as an alumni, I kind of can like renew my access whenever I need to get the coding base, to be able to reach out to Rach, who is the leader of all of this amazing stuff. And she's literally like, we have a whole thread going and she's helping me figure out this whole coding feature thing that I'm trying to do. So shout out to Rach, shout out to Square Stylist. I definitely recommend it. Like, it's really dope just to be able to have like this database of coding techniques and all the things that you can do in Squarespace. So shout out to Square Stylist. It definitely upped my game as a web designer. My client is out of town, which I just remembered like 2 days ago. I was literally about to hit her up and click up like, hey, you haven't been responding to me and that's not what we agreed upon. And then I remember, girl, she told you she was about to be out of town. Don't bother that lady. So there's some things that probably gonna be placeholder. I'm supposed to be submitting the website tomorrow, but I think she gets back into town on Monday. So I think I'm just gonna extend it into the weekend so I can work through it, because like, why submit it early when she's not even going to be able to look at it? You know what I mean? It also gives me more time. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to text her and let her know that I'm going to do that. I think she'll be fine. But I do need a little extra time. It's just a lot, y'all. Work isn't the only thing. I have like a whole bunch of things going on this last half of the week. I was just at a dinner last night. Tonight I have a meeting after work. Tomorrow I have an event after work. Saturday I have an event I'm trying to go to. So I don't have a lot of working hours for this website, so I need to kind of extend my time and all of that. It is what it is. I'm liking how it's coming out. It's a little bit like restrictive, or not restrictive, but we don't have the image assets that I would really like to have. And I mentioned this in the kickoff call in terms of just suggesting brand photography, brand videography to help refresh the visuals for the brand. So I'm just working with what I have and trying to spice it up, do some animations and GIFs and all that, which I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out what the best way to do it, and just add a little something. Parsley is added to everything, just a sprinkle of something. That's all I'm trying to do to the website. I'm just trying to sprinkle some parsley on it, make it a little custom, make a little magic on there. So yeah. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get to it, and we're also not gonna try to do too many more late nights, because I did one the other night and I'm exhausted. Look at her, she's put together. Ooh, is she going somewhere? Yes, I am. I am halfway getting ready, halfway still at work, halfway still going through my to-do list. Because all the things all at once, right? I had mentioned that I had like a few events to do throughout the weekend. So today's Friday. I have an event with AIGA, which is the design organization that I am on the board for. I've said it before. I think I have like a whole vlog kind of dedicated to it, but I run the social media page for the Philadelphia chapter, and we have our annual student portfolio review event tonight. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good stuff for the students. So I'm obviously going to be there capturing content and all the things. I'm not going to be capturing content. I'm not really going to be in my board role. All of us are actually going to be like reviewing and in the mix with the students. I actually have a volunteer, which is really great. Like, volunteers, they are hard to find. So when they do want to pop up and be like, hey, I want to help you, bet, come on. So I have a volunteer. I actually met with her earlier today to talk about just some content strategy, some ideas she had. We want to do like interviews for the students and the reviewers, so that's really cool. So I'm excited about that, but I'm just getting ready ahead of time. I'm about to leave the house in an hour, so I'm not like running behind or anything, but I like to get ready ahead of time. That way I don't have to rush. And also trying to get ahead on the things that I have to do, my to-do list. I have Corey on in the background. But just going through my website to-do list, I have a few like major content sections that I have to finish up specifically for the offerings page. Some code customizations that still aren't pulling through the way that I want them to, so I'm still troubleshooting there. Squarespace is getting on my damn nerves with their editor. It's like you move one thing and something else down the page moves too. Why? Why are we moving multiple things at once? Why is the entire page now expanded? I have to drag everything up one by one. Otherwise, it'll get messy, it'll get sticky, it'll freeze, things will stick to my mouse, and now I have to exit. It's really annoying, and I'm glad I'm not the only one. There's actually a whole thread going on in the Square Stylist support where it's like, what's going on with Squarespace? So we're all going through it. So I just had to step back a little bit and just get ready. But I would say my level of stress is a 5 out of 10. It's at the middle, right? That's not too bad. It's not too high. It's not too low, but it's at the middle. I think I was more stressed yesterday. Definitely just now, like before I started getting ready, Squarespace was definitely stressing me out, but I stepped back, took a breath. So I'm at a 5. So I feel pretty good going into the weekend. I have a few extra days, ripping and running in the middle of that too, but I have a little bit extra time to get things done. At the end of the day, the website's gonna look better than the original, and that's my job. So I basically did it already. So is everything in this video format right now? Okay, so you don't have anything in like a PDF or a website or anything like that. I do think that's a bit difficult for a portfolio to be seen in just a video format because you're kind of depending on the graphics to come through a certain way. Like if it didn't export basically at the highest quality, which is what we're seeing here, then it kind of does a disservice to the work that you have, worked so hard on. So video might not be the best format. The short story makes sense because it is an animation, but if we could figure out a way to embed that video in a website or a PDF that then links off to that video, then that way you can also speak to the why behind the video in actual like text blocks. Overall, your portfolio, what you want to do is set it up in a way that it tells a narrative, it tells a story for each project. Something like this, you said this was like a button design, a pin design? Right, so what people would want to see is the end product, like in a mock-up. So what does this button look like actually in real life? So are you mainly into illustration, it seems?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like that's a lot easier for me than like Photoshop.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, a lack of experience somewhere is more of an opportunity for growth. Because I think with design, being versatile in different tools is really, really great and successful for your career. There's so many design tools. I mean, Adobe, the whole suite is insane, but also the new ones that are coming out, Figma as of late, and now Affinity. Now Canva is being able to do something. I would say I understand like not being comfortable in certain programs versus others, but I would challenge you to try them out because it's just opportunity for growth. And it's something that any potential employer, any potential client is going to want to see and be able to know like, hey, you can do a little bit of something in this and this and this. YouTube University is free and you can find so many tutorials to help give you a little bit more confidence in the areas that you find that you want to excel in, but you just need a little guidance. And unfortunately, school is only going to get you so far. I think in this field, you really have to be proactive in your own learning and like trying things yourself.
Happy Saturday, guys. Hope you guys can hear me with my mic attachment. Hopefully I don't look too crazy, but you know, you got to get over it when you vlog in public. Last night was a lot of fun with my AIJ family, my board members. We don't really have a lot of in-person events, so we don't get to do a lot of in-person time together. So the setup and all of that is a labor of love, but it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. We're just doing it together. And then some of us went out afterwards to get some food, some really good, it wasn't like Chinese food, it was Hainan food, I believe. Anyway, our girl ordered for us and it was all delicious. I tried Peking duck for the first time. Very, very good in a bao bun with all the sauces and the oof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that again. But the Saturday's been going, y'all. I worked out this morning. After I got showered and dressed, I am in the city in Philly for a Bougie Matcha pop-up event. Bougie Matcha is a Black-owned, woman-owned matcha company. The owner of Bougie Matcha also owns Stripped, which is like athleisure, you know, cutesy, what the girlies are wearing. So they're having a pop-up here in Philly at Suite 45, which is a ice cream and vinyl listening room, which is owned by one of my favorite DJs in Philly. She's like the first DJ we really started following and like kind of just became friendly with when we first moved out here, DJ Nash. So she opened up her own ice cream and vinyl record shop. Like what a sick concept that is. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone right there. So that was fun, it was cool, it was really successful. I mean, it just opened, like it just started at 12 and it's already packed. Like the line is like a line at Disney. You're just going around in circles trying to order your matcha. So my matcha's in the car. I'm ordering something at Liberty Kitchen because I have yet to try this kale Caesar chicken cutlet sandwich that went viral so many years ago, it feels like. There's so many places in Philly that I just have saved that I haven't had the chance to go and try. So finally, since I'm here and it's not like I'm in a rush to get home, but I have some time and I need to grab some lunch anyway before I go home. So yeah, picking that up before I go. Today is gonna turn into an admin day. Once I get home, like Lacey and I are about to sit down and talk about some stuff. If y'all are not running y'all relationships like a business and setting up like monthly meetings, I need y'all to get on that. I need y'all to get on that because 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you that you probably aren't talking about all the things you need to talk about to function as just a healthy partnership because y'all just ripping and running all the time. Train. So after Lacey and I get done doing what we need to do, then I'm gonna get back into website edit mode and all the things and just really lock in. The to-do list is pretty long. Squarespace was really getting on my nerves yesterday, so I really hope it got its act together today so I can just move forward without the glitching. I just can't handle that right now. But I have to finish up all of the offering sections and just really tidy that up. Thankfully, I don't really have anything else this weekend, so I can really just lock in and finish this up. But let me tell y'all what happened last night because I had a volunteer help me for social media content, and we talked earlier and had an idea to like interview students to get how they're feeling about their portfolio being reviewed before and after, all that sort of stuff. And I brought my mic pack, and I was like ready to go. I was ready to hand it off to the girl so she could do her thing. And I open the mic pack and it looks like this. Imagine the mic that I have on is here right now. But this whole middle part where the transmitter is, or the receiver, is empty. Completely empty. I have no idea where that is. Like, I can't even remember the last time I really pulled this out and used it. So after some time and deliberation, which is really like 10 minutes of me looking in my hell of a closet at home, I just ordered a new one because I just don't have time. And thankfully I live like 10 minutes from Jeff Bezos' house, so it came overnight. So yeah, man, that you gotta put an Apple Tag, a tracker, embed a microchip in all of your tech nowadays because I have no idea where that receiver could have gone. It just walked up out of here. But anyway, the new one came this morning, so we're good now. All right, let me go get my sandwich. I need to go home. I'm hungry. Thank you. We made it through the weekend. It is bright and early Monday morning. It's website delivery day. How are we feeling about it? I'd say like an 8 out of 10. For the most part, everything is
complete. Like the bulk of information is in there. I put in some animations for like the headers and things, and, you know, just some slight things here and there. But all that's left for me to do is check it on mobile and kind of do that. I am a little scared to do that because if you know, Squarespace like has the option to check desktop and mobile. It's a responsive website. But now mobile has its own like editing to it, like editing interface. Before, it would just be whatever happens on desktop happens on mobile. Ain't no editing. If you need to change it because of mobile, then you need to change it on desktop, the whole layout. But now it's like a separate interface, which is nice. I just haven't looked at the mobile part yet, so I'm kind of scared on how much maybe rearranging I have to do, especially because have a whole like toggle section going where it's like hidden and then showing, and anyway. So that's what's left to do. There's a few open-ended items that I need her to follow up with. Like we may or may not be putting in a video. So right now there's just nothing there, like a placeholder. I'm anticipating we're going to be talking throughout this week as she gives me feedback. But anyway, I'm going to wrap that up today for sure and send it by the end of the day. I also have a ton of other things to do for other things. And hello, it's Monday. It's a work day. I got to clock in. I have a project going. So there's a lot going on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. It's been fun going through the last week and a half with this website build with y'all. Way different vibes than the first 2 weeks of the project. And who knows what the rest of the project is gonna give. I mean, honestly, this is the bulk of it, you know? So we'll see. I also have to onboard a new client because I have that branding, that consult project turned into an actual thing. So that's going to be a whole brand identity, strategy and identity. And that starts in like mid-May. I didn't even give them a long enough lead time because I'm trying to wrap that project up. Y'all, it's a lot going on right now. We're going to start the next vlog in a little bit, but thank you so much for tuning in. Reflecting on this week, I feel like I've covered it all. It has been a lot just managing my time this week and a half with work, with extracurricular things. It's been difficult, but I've managed. I will manage again because I have managed before, okay? And we will manage it together. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something. Let me know how this past week has been for you, even if you haven't been building a website. And yeah, I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.
I don't wanna see you no more, 'cause every time I see it, it's a different excuse why you can't